I have a few fights that I would like to make after UFC 322. This is kind of hard to do right now. We have a big fight night coming up this Saturday, so I'm kind of not all these are 100%. I could see different outcomes, but this is what I'm thinking so far. I could change some of these up, but I just don't know. But I feel like I need to make a video about this for now because there are a few that I like the first one starting off. Dan Hooker versus BSD. I know Dan Hooker is fighting this weekend against Arman Sarukian. I don't see Dan Hooker winning that fight. Uh, Dan Hooker is a brawler. He knows how to wrestle. So that could give Arman problems, but Arman's just he's on a different level. Um, Dan Hooker knows how to defend takedowns. That's where BSD is gonna want to be for this fight, and I like it a lot. He's on a 2 or 3 fight win streak now. BSD is, um, and I think you got to give him someone pretty high up on the rankings. And I think Dan Hooker's the guy. Um, Crafty vet. Um, really great striking. Um, he has the ground game. BSD's obviously going to be better in that, but this is a fight I would like to see. If you don't want to throw uh, him to Hooker, I would also put Fazeev up there too. I think that'd be a great fight as well. Next up, the old heads, they got to go at it. Beneil Dariush versus Michael Chandler. Um, Chandler's on like a 5 fight losing streak. Beneil's on a 1 fight losing streak. I think Beneil still has some dog left in him. Um, and this would kick, I would hope it would kick one of these guys out of the rankings. This will make room for some younger contenders. I feel like we've been sitting in kind of a rough spot for the lightweight division for a while now. So getting one of these guys out would be great. Um, and I think Chandler loses this fight. He's not his old self, not like how he was in Bellator. Um, I think Beneil would get this one done. Chandler just he explodes right away, so it does worry me with what BSD just did to Beneil Dariush. But if he plays it smart and stays technically sound, I think Beneil could get a win here. You know, Michael Chandler just comes out firing like crazy. Uh, so if he can just hold up in the first round, I think Beneil could get the win. But Michael Chandler is very explosive. He has a lot of power in his hands. But after that, usually his cardio fades and his fight IQ is just not the highest. So as long as you just plan smart for Chandler, you can get the win there. I think this is a good fight. It should knock one of these guys out of the rankings, more than likely Michael Chandler. He's been there for way too long, so making room for some upcoming prospects. Next up, also, this is just kind of in random order. Um, I have Carlos Prates and JDM going at it. I don't think Carlos Prates gets the title shot next. I don't think anybody's going to be getting a title shot soon except Ian Gary. Um, and I think welterweight's going to kind of be held up in a weird spot. We have a lot of contenders right now in the welterweight division. So I'd like to see Prates versus JDM, both strikers. I'd like to see how JDM goes up against Carlos Prates' power. I think JDM would do well against Carlos Prates. He's smart. Um, I think JDM can get it done, but I would favor Carlos Prates in this matchup. Um, and I do think for one of these fights that I'm going to mention, I think we're gonna have not a vacate. I think we're gonna do an interim title match because of how welterweight's looking right now. It's so stacked up with contenders. So I'd like to see this match. I think this would be great. I don't think Carlos Prates should get it quite yet. Nor do I think Michael Morales should get the fight yet. I think if you want to use Michael Morales correctly, you need to give him another fight, not just throw him straight into a title shot, because I think that would be a terrible idea with such a high grappler like Makhachev. So I think this would be a good fight to make. Next up, Leon Edwards just got knocked out. I'd like to see him against Gilbert Burns, both older in the division. Um, I don't want to see Leon Edwards against a younger guy like Mike Malott or Gabriel Bonfim because I think he loses all of them. This fight should have happened a long time ago when both guys were younger, but um, Burns also coming off a loss, Leon coming off 3 losses. I think this would be a good fight um, for both guys. Um, I've heard some talk about Masvidal at the White House. I don't really. I know there's beef there, but I don't. I don't think Masvidal comes back. So I think this would be a good match for Gilbert Burns and Leon Edwards. I could see this going either way. I'd probably lean Burns in this matchup. Uh, he's kind of. Both guys have faded a lot, but I think Leon's faded a lot more. And I think Gilbert Burns has much better wrestling than Leon does. So I would favor Gilbert Burns in this matchup with the grappling. I would be careful, though, in the striking for Gilbert Burns. Uh, Leon he's like 34, so he's not. Everybody's saying his career's over, which it might be, but um, I'd like to see this matchup. I think it'd be a great fight. Next up, Miles Morales versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Yes, I know it says Miles Morales. I did that as a joke. I know his name's Michael Morales. Okay, I'm not a casual. All right. Um, as soon as Michael Morales won, I was like, dude, we have to do Shavkat versus Michael Morales. Both undefeated, both 19-0. I'm pretty sure Shavkat's 19-0. This would be a really good test for Morales. Shavkat's never been taken down before. He's good in the striking. Shavkat's your guy that's going to be a really, really well-rounded fighter, just everywhere. So I think this would be a good test for Michael Morales. Maybe do this on maybe a fight night. Shavkat's gonna want to get in there soon. Michael Morales didn't take basically any damage in his last fight, so I think this would be a good fight. I'd favor Shavkat in this matchup, but Shavkat's been away for a really long time, and Shavkat I don't think has fought anybody in the top 5 before, so both guys really need this fight. Miles Morales is a dangerous puncher, and I like the height for both these guys. Shavkat's taller for the division, unlike Sean Brady, who he just faced. I think this would be a great fight all around. I'd lean Shavkat in this fight, but you know, we just seen Michael Morales on full display the other day. He's got power in his hands, not just for Gilbert Burns. That's why I favored Sean Brady in that fight because it was just Gilbert Burns. You know, he's kind of the test for the welterweight division. So, um, uh, Morales has that power in his hands. Shavkat's really crafty all around. So, this would be a banger of a fight. I'd like to see this very soon, like early January is when I'd like to see it on a fight night card. Next up, Sean Brady and Kamaru Usman. I know people want to see Usman fight for the belt. I don't get why. He's 1-3 in his last 4. He beat Joaquin Buckley, and he started to fade at the end of the fight. So, 2 grapplers going at it. This could go either way. I think this is a fight where striking cancels out, and I think Usman is the better striker here. Brady did not look good at all. I was waiting for him to shoot when Morales hurt him. He he hurt Brady bad, and I'm like, panic shoot, 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 shoot. And he finally shot, and I'm like, dude, holy shit. And it didn't really seem like Sean Brady was trying too hard, so he needs, you put him up against a guy like Kamaru Usman. Um, I think this is a good fight to make. Uh, I'd probably lean Usman in this fight, but I'd like to see Sean Brady get back on track, better his game while he's off. I think this could be a solid co-main event on a numbered card. Um, you know, uh, both grapplers. I think that could cancel out, and I'd probably favor Usman in this fight. But Sean Brady's gotta fix his striking, dude, because this is not gonna fly. Okay, like a while ago when there was only a few guys, older guys in the welterweight division. Fine, you can grapple them, but now you got guys like Michael Morales, Shavkat, Carlos Prates, Ian Gary, even Bilal. Canelo hands Bilal. Um, so I think this is the fight to make. I'm very certain on this fight. Next up, Valentina Shevchenko and Natalia Silva. Um, Nothing else really. I know Shevchenko says she has options. Apparently, Kayla Harrison called her out, so maybe she's thinking about going back to bantamweight. She used to be a bantamweight. I should have factored that into my pick for Wei Lee, but completely slipped my mind. So, um, you know, number two contender. Uh, I think it's her time. UFC missed out on a huge opportunity here. Women's MMA is pretty dead for the most part. So, you see Natalia Silva in the crowd. I think a face-off would have been great, but you know, it's a loss on the UFC's part, um, like usual. Uh, but yeah, I think this is a fight to make. Um, yeah, I think Shevchenko is just gonna dominate for a couple more years. So I'd like to see her retire, but that's not gonna happen, unfortunately. That was such a shit fight, man. Laying on Wei Lee for 5 rounds was just terrible. And I like grappling. I know ball, okay? And that was just stalling, okay? That was shit. Little pitter patter punches. I just piss me off, man. Next up, so this is where it gets. I don't know. I think everyone's saying Usman, Usman. Islam even wants Usman because that's a good name for his legacy. But Usman's on the downfall right now. Ian Gary, I'm very, very sure that he will win against Bilal this weekend. I did not put Bilal on this list. I'm probably going to do another list next week because there's a lot of good fights on this fight night card in Qatar. So I think Ian Gary wins. You do a fight in March against Ian Gary, maybe late February. Um, Whoever wins that, I would say probably Islam because Ian Gary does have some holes in his game. I think Ian Gary's a really good fighter, and I like the guy, dude. Honestly, bro, I know he likes to sit in the corner and watch some stuff, but yeah, Ian Gary would hype this fight up. He's very annoying, but he would hype the fight up. He would make it fun. There's big uh, a lot of Ian Gary fans out there, and I guess I would consider myself an Ian Gary fan too, dude. I like the guy. I don't know what to say. It's a shit talk, and he's not a bad fighter. So I would favor Ian Gary in that fight, and then after that, I think you got to do Taporia, but I don't know, cause dude, Islam looked fantastic at welterweight, and Ilya just keeps moving up. Um, he's very confident in himself. Look at him. He's got a whole tattoo of himself on the middle of his chest. Um, I don't know. I feel like the bigger Ilya gets, the scarier he is. I don't know about moving up that quickly though. You go featherweight, lightweight, and now going to welterweight. I don't know, but Taporia, he needs to face. I really see. This is what we need. We need Sarukian to win in dominant fashion against Dan Hooker, or I don't even care. Dan Hooker can win in dominant fashion. Um, One of them just win early. Don't take a lot of damage. We're already in a good spot. Islam hasn't taken. He said he took zero damage. So let's get this going, okay? Then you have Taporia wants to fight in January, so we need someone for January. I haven't heard a lot of Paddy Pimblett, Justin Gaethje talk recently, so I don't know what we're doing here. Um, I'm a little concerned, so I could see them just waiting on this fight this weekend. And I would favor Armin to win, and I would say Ilya beats Gary. Sorry, Islam beats Gary. Ilya beats Hooker or Sarukian, and uh, Ilya fights in January. Islam and Gary fight in like early March, end of February, depending. I don't know if Ian Gary's gonna be able to finish Bilal. I don't. They might take a lot of damage in that fight, so who knows? But this we need to see this super fight, man. And I don't, dude. Ilya or Islam looked really scary up at welterweight, so I don't know. Um, but Ilya's a different breed, man. I can't pick against the dude anymore. So, um, if Islam beats Ian Gary, he goes and faces Ilya. I don't know what the UFC is going to want to do either. Maybe they'll want Islam to cut back down. I know they both want to fight, so whatever Islam's willing to do for that, I don't I don't care. Just make it happen. He says he's got multiple title defenses left, so a few months ago they were talking about like his contract's running out. So I don't know how long Ilya wants to stay in the game for, but yeah, these are the fights that I want to make. Um, Now for something off topic, Dylan Dennis has been banned from the UFC. So if you didn't see, DC, I was trying to figure it out, dude. I didn't know. I had to ask in a group chat. I was like, "What's going on?" DC doesn't stare at anything like that unless it's a box of donuts or Popeye's chicken. So, and that's not a race thing, dude. The Popeye's chicken commercial. So chill out. Jeez. Yeah. Dylan Dennis has been banned. DC was staring at that shit like it was a box of donuts. So I was like, "What's going on?" Chonko or John Pork apparently swung on him first. He gave his homeboy his hat, and then he just started swinging on Dylan, and all the cousins just started coming in and wailing on him. Um, some pussy shit for real. Like Dylan Dennis is a cunt. Don't get me wrong. I know he's with McGregor. He's trying to do this McGregor thing. I'm sure he feeds off of everything McGregor does, but this is this is not good for Dylan. And Dana White's a retard, man. Saying banning Dylan, like, are you fucking serious? He's the one that got jumped here. Okay, go watch the video. Dylan got jumped. It's kind of hard to see because some fucking dumbass's head was in the way, but Dylan got swung on first. He just retaliated. So, and also, I don't know if anyone heard, but uh, Ali Abdelaziz was getting into it too. He was swinging on him, and Hasbullah was trying to get in, and then Dylan Dennis pushed Ali Abdelaziz, and he fell on Hasbullah, and all you heard was, and he's flailing his arms around because Ali Abdelaziz fell on him. So sucks for Hasbullah, but yeah, man. Hasbullah was ready to brawl, man. Hasbullah don't play, you know? That's a joke. That didn't happen. Ali Abdelaziz did not fall on Hasbullah. But he had to be, like, in that mix somewhere. I don't know. But, yeah, very, very interesting stuff in the world of UFC. Those are my picks to make. I bet a lot are going to change in this next week with the big fight night we have coming up. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Fights to make. Dylan Dennis is banned from the UFC. Dylan Dennis should be walking around with security with all the shit he talks, but he's got some balls, dude. I'll say that. He's got some balls. So that's all I got for today. UFC Qatar coming up. Make predictions on that later in the week. That's all I have for today. Thanks for watching.